Them a whole a meditation. Out in a irate.
Yo, people, there the 96 New Star 93 FM. It's your boy now here with Ari DJ Burns, of course. Just done burn up the radio with the nightly mix. Yeah. I say Ari already though.
You forgot me and Anorak.
Big up Ari again. Big up Javi. Big up Anorak in that bit. Big up Kimmy.
She's listening to us right now.
We miss you, Kimmy.
As one
and
gone,
Jim Brown.
as one forward, one gone.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So them do it, man. They rotate them visa.
It's alright, man. What fire one on?
Nara, your teeth must something. Teeth?
Big up Jim Brown. You know what I mean? Our resident goon.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Goonie.
Well, there, people. We're still taking calls about that whole Etana supporting Trump situation. You ever thought about it? You want to call us up? Have a conversation? Let's do that. Alright, we'll ask you if you think that artists should shut their mouth, keep quiet on political issues, or should they be more vocal? Should they speak up more about these type of things? We read some comments though, Jeff. What the people must have on social media about the whole Etana Trump thing? What they must say?
So let's do the text messages first. So, Nara, nobody no want to hear about Manu. Hashtag free world boss. Random hashtag.
Tell me, them put them name in it.
Unfortunately, it's not there.
Jano, the brother, the lucky. Whoever texts that, they lucky.
No one wants to hear about Manu, okay? This is nightly fix.
Shut up.
Not in the stands. That was an hour before.
Alright, so we'll get to the next one. Yo, Maluza for Etana, she should have stand firmly in her belief. Totally agree.
She
with
did.
You.
Well, not really.
No.
Yeah,
At first, and then she just switch it up.
Yeah, what is her beliefs though?
Real
Because to support Trump kind of go against everything you would think that should believe in though. That you speak about standing firm on your roots and
wrong address, because somebody mentioned that wrong address, which is about prejudice in Jamaica. Like you can't.
The irony is rich.
Yeah.
The irony is so rich.
And then she come around and say, it is what it is. Say it like you mean it.
You know what I mean?
Ooh. That's Wendy. Go Wendy.
But it raises a question, like people been raising this question all throughout since this whole thing come out. So she fake. Like,
I think it's more of a question separating the man from the artist, like Cartel.
She's a man now.
No, the person from the artist.
Yeah.
You know, so because
the views of Jack Daniels.
Listen, then the Bible them say man. So let's not get technical here, guys.
All right, let's be biblical. All right.
Yes. No, but separate the person from the art. You know, because I mean, Cartel is a talking point. He allegedly, I guess, he's convicted, so them claims him kill people and whatever. But him still around road and all them something. So, but people still support him, die hard support him, albeit he's a convicted murderer. You know, so people, art.
Tread lightly, Ari.
No, the art.
I've been hearing.
You notice I said claim.
I've been hearing whispers.
I said claim.
The man is an avid listener of mine.
Everybody else in this room.
When I know what you say, since we get a word, me stop talk them thing there. Me say, oh, big up Cartel every time. Every time.
Alright.
Gaza, me say.
I'm
Since
just
I've received some word, I've been hearing whispers.
I'm just saying.
Stop that talk there.
Separating the person from their art, because people, man, fallible, them do things and make mistake. So is that, are we, when them put out them songs, are we going to vilify them? I'll be good. Chris Brown is a perfect example. And be Rihanna and all them something there. But he still make really good songs. But you know,
kind of different though. Like this is something what
it's
you
still
talk,
the same thing.
Speak.
It's belief. It's your behavior, your belief, what you do, what you think, what you say. Is it the same thing as the art that you produce?
No, but as an
what
artist,
you draw, what you sing.
It's kind of like with Chris Brown. It's like him did do a song, say me nah beat woman, and then him beat woman. He never do that. Like everything what Etana sing about
is culture.
And betrays itself when she come out and says she support Trump. Like that just go against everything what we think that she is.
Yeah, but at
that's
the
why
same
people
time,
say she fake.
But she not Rasta. She never claimed the Rasta.
I'm not more Rasta, Harry. She don't have to be Rasta to believe in a certain thing.
To be Rasta.
Like all of that.
No, but the reality is this, you know, she's a public figure.
True.
You see those beliefs that you have, you should not voice them.
No,
So
but
you see things like those, like your personal beliefs, those things are very touchy topics. And whatever you believe in can have a negative impact on how your viewers or your customers or your buyers view you. So I mean, stuff like that you should just keep to yourself.
But alright, perfect example. Damian Crawford brought up Beyonce and Jay-Z, which I think is so poignant because let's say half or majority of Beyonce's buying audience is white people, and let's say 50% of them are racist, you know, but she openly supported Barack Obama. She and her husband openly supports Barack Obama. Beyonce make she and her husband combined make $1 billion, $500 million. She's like worth 500 odd million the last time I checked, which was last year, 2 years ago. She worth $500 million. So I'm thinking, you know, your personal belief, what you think, I think I guess is how you portray it. And it have to line up with your art for people to take it into consideration, because I don't think that you should be prohibited from expressing and saying what you believe.
That's the thing, Ari. Because you see what she sings about. You would think that she's of a certain mindset based on what she sings.
Right.
So when you hear she
address.
support Donald Trump, it's like, yo, so what you sing about, you don't really mean. As she said, in the interview, so what she sing about don't reflect what she believes in. That's why the people must say she a fake.
Alright, but look on this now. Look on this now.
That was such a faux pas.
But look on this. Alright, boiling back down to our Jamaican politics. If you realize that if you don't have a voter's ID or you cannot be able to vote, you don't really have a say. She has no vote in American politics.
No, I think she is.
I think she has citizenship.
She's a citizenship?
Yeah.
And that was one of our red herring them when like everybody across our boat up. I like she I say, me don't know why people I say me live in America. Me tell you where me live. Why people get vexed about that? And Jamaica me say. I'm like, yo, people are not upset about that. They're upset that you're supporting Trump. Like, why
No, but I think
try this charm thing?
I think she migrated at a very early age.
Yeah.
And she is an American
so she
citizen.
has a voice.
She's dual. I think she's
so
dual.
She has a voice to vote.
Yeah.
But remember that she needs to understand that she's still an immigrant in that country.
True.
Regardless of whatever your fact is, you're black.
It's just that Mexicans are closer to the American
Donald
than
Trump
we.
hear wrong address. He must say, she me fear Bill Wolf. She and her kind. You know what I mean? So it just don't register. That's why people were so upset. You know what I mean? I read people a certain way because them listen to Etana lyrics, speak to them a certain way. And for here she's in support of this man that just goes fundamentally against everything what you think she says in her songs and what you believe she say in her song. It just
so the reality is that she was just all about the money then.
But then as she said is Donald Trump really just say what I'm feeling, and I guess that's really actually it's not about policies. It's not about I guess if he's a good leader or whatnot. I guess she just like the personality that is Donald Trump, where he says what he feels whenever he wants to.
A lot of people like him for that.
Yes.
But personality can run a country.
Yeah, but well, at the same time, I mean, if Jamaica was supposed to adopt some of those policies that Donald Trump has, what would have happened to us?
Nobody not bother with it.
Alright. So, I mean, she needs to look into what she's actually saying and what she's supporting. As she rightfully said, she needs to do her homework.
But she did raise some good points, you know. She said that, like, she pointed out our minimum wage system here. She pointed out the ambulance.
Against that.
Yeah, so she brought up good points, but I guess it's just that.
Poor man can call for ambulance.
No, it's very expensive. Have you ever called for an ambulance? You notice that is why there's no ambulance at the Manning Cup, the sporting right.
True. I did raise that issue.
But that means
because it's expensive. It's not something that is free. Even in America, it's not something free.
Let me ask you a question.
No,
if
it's
you're
not
going to bring
free.
up that Manning Cup issue, let me ask you a question. You're paying so much money to be a part of ISA every year, right? And they're going to tell you the first round are supposed to be covered by the teams, the schools. In that instance, when you're going to do basic medicals, not knowing exactly the full extent of what your team members are doing or what the extent of their health conditions, wouldn't you take up on that? I mean, as Jamaican people always say, the prevention better than cure.
Sure.
In that aspect, then, if why may I pay so much millions of dollars or hundreds and thousands of dollars to be a part of ISA, there's certain things that I should seek the benefit from ISA. all of that money is not supposed to be going to
Pocket.
I don't know about that part. But what I'm saying is that the reality is this. When you go to church and you pay your offering, don't you see some benefits? Them get like a
Cheer.
cheer, some corned beef and some
churches are, you say, at least the pastor get one new car.
But the reality is this.
The church now
see where your money is going.
You see something,
Yeah, support scatter.
You see where your money is going. So, I mean, the reality is this. If you are if you're putting your money in this, you're supposed to see where your money is going. But at the same time, the responsibility is also on the school itself. They're supposed to check into what their athletes are doing, what health conditions they have. Because to date, they have found out that youth had a heart disease couple years back, another heart transplant.
Are you kidding?
Yes, so all of these news were brought forward. You guys are not paying attention.
Yeah, man, you're not drinking enough, cause you talk too much sense right now.
But the reality
you're
is
not drinking enough.
The school is supposed to take it upon themselves. They can't really blame Issa for what they are doing, because basic medical.
But then I guess in Dominic's case, I guess he's skilled at it. He had a talent for it, and he didn't want that to prohibit him from doing his passion.
Look at the reality of this. JC, Georges and Casey are schools that don't really lego their players like that. For a player to leave from JC, go to Georges, there must be something serious for JC to lego that person. Being that great footballer that he is.
Do you think it was because of the medical issue?
No, the young man did that. The young man did whatever he did during the time period that he wasn't getting gameplay. He was not getting gameplay, so he went to a school that would have provided him that. But here the situation is this now. The reality is this. Being a footballer, that young man just has a passion. Has a passion for football. You can't really stop. Him not gonna say, yo, maybe I just wrong to myself or wrong to,
Yeah.
The reality is that you as a parent and you as a school or you as a player, as a coach, say, yo, you need to know the ins and outs of your players, the extent to which that they can go.
That kind of why I say about me,
you see me? The extent to, but the reality is this, their limits. You need to know your players' limits. Yeah. But you don't go out there and push them to the point that they can hurt themselves. That Manny James situation is a situation that, international football, this has happened many a times, People don't know this, but that's happened many a times. But what? This is schoolboy football. There are certain things. They are schoolboys. They're under the age of 18. They're still they have legal guardians. Yeah. So you're supposed to take up responsibility on yourself to know what your players' limitations are. So you can't really blame Issa. You can't really throw
nobody not blame Issa, but me I say...
people out there will throw a word on Issa because they must say, them never have no ambulance and this and that.
Which I kind of did last week.
But what I am saying is that you need to understand that with everything, there's a cost. And if Issa outlines to you that there's certain things that you need to do on your part, and then after you pass the first round, then semi-finals, everything is covered now by Issa, and that is different. But you see, in that case, that was a coverage match, right? That was the east side of the football field over the national stadium. So the reality is this: if it's a coverage match, imagine how much people saw when these things happen. So that's why everybody's vocal about it. But say people need to do them homework and know the back history as to what really happened, why that you'd fall on that field before you pass judgment. And
well, no, them not gonna do that because everybody angry in the moment. But I do get what you're saying. You have to do your research.
Same thing with the town of the research.
So what I would angry was
I wonder how we reach from Etana to Dominic.
Yeah, well, this is 96. It goes anywhere. Yeah, and R.I.P. He's supposed to be buried the 8th of October, so that's next week Saturday. Yeah,
to support your theory. Why you ever said people dying close to them birthday?
Yeah, I have that.
16 before his birthday, he died on the 26th.
Guys, it's a theory that my brother and I have. So every birthday, me and my brother are like literally scared. Like we don't even want to talk about it too much. We don't do nothing extra. We just keep ourselves calm. Don't do nothing wild, so that we can live to see another year.
All this storm or hurricane or for people stay safe.
And your birthday is what?
My birthday is like 2 weeks from now, people.
So you gotta be careful.
Javi, I wish you would have easy. I wish you would have easy, Javi. I wish you would have easy. Yeah, I have some more comment for you. Yeah. What am I say on Facebook, Javi? What am I say?
Oh, this one is Alright, so Etana, this is the comment by the way, this is not my personal opinion. Etana is a very good singer and I believe good songwriters. Guys, I'm sorry. Etana is a very good singer and I believe good songwriter and normally presents herself in a positive light. In America, many black people endorse Trump, some of them Jamaican. Political issues are not good for artists. A lot of thought is needed before comment. She will be stronger from this, but she has done no real wrong. The president of America is a black man, yet still police are shoot black man like bird and the system is extremely brutal. We must not judge Etana too harshly. In fact, we should not judge her at all.
There you go. I mean, you must express that you disagree.
Yeah.
But do it respectfully.
I agree that Etana has the right to express her opinion.
And we have a right to express our opinion.
I myself have expressed many a stupid opinion on this show. You know what I mean? But it just touched people a different way because, as we say, our lyrics and the expectation
but
of
it's the same
who
thing
people
with
think she
Chronix.
is.
Remember when Chronix did talk about the thing about Barack Obama and he's the president? I mean, the same thing, the rock just came down hard on him because them did deal with him away. His own colleagues in the music industry did burn him out for what he exactly said.
But then I think that is it because I think that we need to encourage people with a platform, with influence, to continue to speak up and speak out.
I believe so. As long as you have sense and do your research, which Etana, she never meet none of them requirements there. She never in that moment in time.
Listen, Ari, everybody that has a platform to speak is not supposed to speak.
True.
Because sometimes they must speak garbage. Donald Trump is a perfect example. Now because you have a platform to speak, you can go there and put out the person
as long as you have some
wall and all these things.
Yeah, as long as you have some
substance and substance, then you
but then that is, but really and truly, that is all relative. That really depends on you because there are millions of people out there that think that Donald Trump has substance.
Yeah, because
because
I mean, without his supporters, he would have reached
exactly.
So some of those people are married to their brothers. They're married to their sisters. They live in trailer parks. All them people, they talk like this.
That is just prejudice, Nara, and you are Donald Trump supporter.
I know, sir. You know what I mean?
The fact of the matter is, we have no ground to say who is right or who is wrong. We need to just respectfully hear, listen, understand, and once we digest it and say, all right, you know what? I hear what you're saying. I understand what you're saying, but I can't really full on support it. So here, well, you do you. Because I'm thinking about Colin Kaepernick. He's protesting against the injustice against black people by kneeling when the national anthem play. Oh, you're disrespecting the vets, and all them people and them outright vilify the man, right? But I think that people, but that is it. We black people, of course, we agree with it because our black people, him represent. But white people out there saying that no, him need to do something else differently. So who are we? It's just really, it just depends on the side of the coin that you fall on. Because if you're white, you're gonna agree. If you're a white hillbilly, according to Nara, you're going to agree. You're going to be agreeing with Trump. And if you're a black person feeling the struggle, you're going to agree with Colin Kaepernick.
At the same time, in that you can't really perceive it to say that, if it's a situation that you do, get what I'm saying? Because the reality is this. Whoever becomes the president of the United States is going to be the president of the free world.
Yeah, they affect.
And they affect and they are part of the triad in a sense. The three global bodies and the three global institutions that most economic things occur.
Yeah.
So if
Donald
Trump becomes now the president of the United States,
I understand the effects,
the person who becomes president affects people's livelihoods.
Yeah, man, because if Donald Trump runs the world or runs the free world like a
remittance,
like a danger, like a business. It's in danger because if he runs it like a business, being the tycoon that he is, and run the American country like a business, then
several of his businesses have been bankrupt.
It ends in chapter 11.
Drops mine.
Yeah, but no, I mean, I agree with all the ramifications. I understand all the implications that him being elected president is going to have. But all I'm saying is, like, rational people understand, but there are millions of people who agree with him. Yeah, man, but you can't just say that they're wrong because that's a whole problem with hating in this world. Like once you hate people and you just think them wrong and you try to prove that you're right.
That was my thing. The hate.
Yeah.
Like the vilification. Big word. Miss Kitty Dictionary subsection B. The vilification of Trajectory.
That's a new word.
Yeah.
Ninja Bird said a new word. But yeah, you see me, the vilification of Etana, that was where me did have a problem. You know what I mean? Like people said,
Respectfully disagree.
Like, yeah, just respectfully disagree. Like that was my point. So, yo, clearly Etana is not educated on the matter.
She's ignorant to this.
She's ignorant to it. As she herself admit. So me never did join the bandwagon and say, oh, Etana, what, go on, you see me, what is? She's clearly not educated on the matter. She see something about him what she like. She likes him talking mind. And then impressional. Look, people like that about him.
Let me ask you a question. If you want to look at it this way, you know, this is one of the most controversial
presented, right?
Reason being, people are going to put this on a sexist matter, you know, because what? Some people just blatantly will not put a female in the house in that white.
My mother and I were discussing.
They will literally vote for him.
No matter how.
It's not even just sex, you know. It's race. Yeah. It boils down to who is racist and who is not. It's going to show.
Because I mean, she can be democratic from now on. All love black people, but yo, you see all the black pastor man.
She has been pandering to all
priest man there. We're gonna talk about the fact say yo Donald Trump has done so much for black people and people don't understand. You see, if him never realize the way him really go set up this, listen. Donald Trump said to a couple years ago that he does not rent his places to any black people. And when he's buying out these big places and putting up these structures, he makes it point blank that listen, minorities are not supposed to purchase any house that I sell. So I mean, if you do listen and understand who Donald Trump is before he came into this kind of interest, then you truly understand say, yo, this is the worst for the freeway.
Javier, drunk, or the man just said, boy, blank, plank.
Yeah.
And said that while ago, though.
Blank.
But yeah, Etana, you say what you say, stand up for what you say. You support the man.
True.
Don't backtrack. You support him. No, is it me?
Say what you feel to say.
Say
what you feel to
educate
say.
yourself.
See, I like cartel. I like cartel.
No, you're a backtrack.
I did not. I never said I like him. I never said I like him.
But seeing that we're still on this topic, let's just get the comments out of the way.
Yeah, we'll go on my Instagram. Because they might cuss you.
They always are cussing. So, first comment. Not at all. As an artist, social commentary is a part of the reggae landscape, and I think more artists should speak up about issues instead of being afraid to speak their mind or to be who they are. And then the second one, they have all right to speak about whatever they choose to speak about. However, if one chooses to speak about a particular topic, it would be in his or her best interest to research and educate themselves on the topic of which they choose to speak about. Indeed, or risk making themselves look
like a bandwagonist.
Yeah, like a bandwagon.
Or a jackass.
Yeah, I saw that one. Yeah. Freedom of speech. She was brave enough to do the interview, so be brave and accept the truth.
Which is all relative. Yeah.